What are we going to get into today? So it's Thanksgiving week, right? Holiday season, and I'm taking the easy road on this one for this week, but talking about gratitude because it's a week where gratitude is a focus, and I just think gratitude is such a game changer for people, and I think our world could use more of it. All right, if you look around, watch the news, scroll through whatever social media platforms that you use, see how many grateful people that you're noticing. Now, you're probably going to notice a lot of negativity. You're going to notice a lot of whining. You're going to notice a lot of complaining. You're not going to notice people that are having gratitude. And if you do, those people stand out, right? People who are grateful stand out in the world because they're at peace, they're content. That doesn't mean they love their situation, right? You don't have to love your job to be grateful for your job. You don't have to love life to be grateful for life. You don't have to love what's going on all around you to be grateful that you are here and that you are alive and you can contribute and you have your health and you have your family, you have all these things. But what gratitude really is it's taking our focus off of what we don't have to focus on what we do have, right? So it's just a change in perspective. And a mentor of mine had a great phrase one time, said, your circumstances plus your perspective determines your experience. Right? Circumstances are what they are. And your circumstances are good or bad based on your perspective. Your experience is good or bad based on your perspective. And so what would happen if you, instead of complaining about your job, were grateful for your job? Because what I do know is that if you complain about your job, if you whine about your job, if you hate your job, you're never going to give your best to your job. And again, that doesn't mean you have to love it, right? You may be in a season where you just have a job that you need to have for right now. That's okay. I get it. But to be grateful that that job is actually there and you're getting to go and to contribute and to provide for yourself or for your family, right? You don't have to love that situation to be grateful for it. But what would happen is if you were grateful, if you chose in a season where you didn't love your job, you didn't love the thing that you were doing every day, say, you know what, I'm still going to choose to show up and be grateful for this thing. Because when you're grateful for it, you're going to give better attitude and better effort. Or suddenly that job, even though you don't love it, it's actually going to become better. And the people around you, you'll notice, will start to become better because gratitude multiplies. And so we're in the season of Thanksgiving. You notice a lot of people, they try to do 30 days of gratitude. And what I actually love about that is very cheesy, and I get it. What that's doing, if you actually commit to something like that, is you're building a practice of gratitude. When gratitude becomes a practice, gratitude just becomes a way of life. And you start to look for the things to be grateful for, the things to be thankful for, instead of the things to complain about, instead of what you don't have. So I've mentioned before, there's an app that I use on my phone. It's called Day One. And I start every day putting in 10 things that I'm grateful for. And what it's usually causing me to do is reflect on the previous day. What happened yesterday that I can actually be grateful for? Right? What went on in my world? And maybe it was something with work. Maybe it was a conversation. Maybe it's just that I have people in my life who invest in me. Maybe it's that my kids have basketball practice and they have healthy bodies and they're able to run and play. Right? Gratitude doesn't have to be this massive, grand thing. You can be grateful for the fact that you're breathing. You can be grateful for the fact that you have clothes to wear. You can be grateful for the fact that you have food to eat. You can be grateful for the internet. You can be grateful for anything. Right? We don't have to make it this crazy, grand, extreme thing. You can just be grateful for the basics, because we tend to overlook those things. And if you actually look at your life, I'm not saying that there's nothing difficult in your life, right? Life is difficult. That's how it goes. But I would bet that you have more things to be grateful for in your life than you do to complain about. And where do we spend our time? Where do we put our focus? We tend to put our focus on the things that we don't have. We tend to put our focus on the things that aren't going well. And we complain and we gripe and we whine and we get negative. And that becomes the habit. That becomes the practice. Instead of gratitude, we get a mindset and a practice of entitlement, of negativity, of complaining. It's like, is that going to make anything better? Right? That multiplies. Well, if you keep living with that mindset, fast forward 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, a year, 5 years, 10 years, are you going to be better? Are things going to be better because you're just complaining about them? We'll flip to gratitude. What if you show up each day with gratitude? And I may not love my situation, but I'm grateful. I may not love the adversity that I'm facing, but I'm grateful that I'm here to face it. And I'm grateful that I have a chance to show up and move forward and make progress. I'm grateful for the lessons that I'm going to learn in the midst of this adversity. What tends to happen with adversity, and we've talked about this before, is that we always look back afterward. Man, I'm grateful for that time. Like that hard season actually taught me who I was. That hard season taught me the value of perseverance. That hard season taught me the value of true friendship. That hard season taught me the value of character, of mental toughness. And you wouldn't have had it had you not gone through that season. Well, what if you can choose to be grateful in the midst of adversity, in the midst of a hard season? And it's a choice, right? Gratitude is a choice, and it multiplies. So you can choose to show up on hard days when things aren't going well, when things aren't as you want them to be, and say, I'm still going to be grateful. I'm still going to give my best. And what I would guess will happen, right? There's no guarantees in life, is that things start to get better for you. Things start to progress for you. You start to overcome that adversity because you have a better attitude and a better mindset in the midst of that adversity. Instead of complaining about the adversity, you're grateful for the lessons and the strength that are going to come from you embracing that adversity. And so the next time you face adversity, you're going to be even stronger and even better. So gratitude should be a way of life. And here's what I've also noticed about people who are always complaining, people who are always negative, people who something's always wrong in their life. Something's always wrong in their life, right? Things never seem to go their way. And it's because they're always looking for the thing that's not going their way. But people who are grateful, life tends to go their way. Even when things are hard, even when things are difficult, like life seems to go their way. Life seems to work out for them. But you know why it works out for them? Because they choose to see that life is working out for them. They choose to have that perspective. They choose to be grateful in the moment, and good things tend to come their way. Negativity multiplies, but so does gratitude. Entitlement multiplies, but so does gratitude. Complaining multiplies, but so does gratitude. And so I think as we enter into this Thanksgiving season, this holiday season, it's a great time to start setting into place habits for 2022. It's crazy that we're already talking about next year, but everyone talks about like what goals am I going to set? What habits am I going to build next year? Right? January 1, we talk about our goals and our expectations and our habits that we want to build, the things that we want to accomplish. Well, what if you start now? Right? You want some good things to happen in 2022. Well, don't wait until 2022. Give yourself a head start with a better perspective. Give yourself a head start with more gratitude. And so that when that calendar flips to January 1st, like you're already running. You already, at this point, I don't know how many calendar days are left in the year. November 22nd, when we're filming this, let's say there's 43 days left in the year. I don't know if that's true or not. But between now and January 1st, you can have 43 days of building a mindset and a practice of gratitude so that when next year hits, you're already ready. You've given yourself a head start. You have a foundation to build from because gratitude is now a way of life for you. Gratitude is now a daily practice for you. And I think that is the challenge, is to make gratitude a daily practice. My app that I use, I'm not exaggerating, it takes me 5 minutes, right? Just 5 minutes. But I notice the days when I don't do it. I'm a little more stressed. I'm a little more anxious. What it's doing is starting my day with gratitude, which means I'm starting my day with a better attitude. I'm starting my day with a better perspective. I'm not starting my day worried about what's going wrong in life. I'm starting my day thankful for the good things in my life. My family, my home, my friends, my work, my community. Again, clothes to wear, food to eat, the life that I get to live. Healthy kids, right? There's so many things and it's some days you repeat them. That's okay. But there's so many things that you can be grateful for if you just look for the things to be grateful for. Perspective is about what you're looking for. You can spend all day looking for things that are going wrong, looking for things that aren't going your way, looking for things that are difficult, or you can spend your day looking for things to be grateful for, looking for things that are going your way, looking for the opportunity, looking for the lessons. Right? It's about having a new lens to look at the world through. And I promise you that the world is a much better place when you look at it through a lens of gratitude. Tracy, any thoughts? Kind of short and sweet today, but any thoughts on that?
No, that's really good. Actually, I did this last year with my family for Thanksgiving where I just, spoke words into them. We do a really cool thing around here. I'd love for you to tell everybody about like celebration dinners and how you could maybe adjust one of those for maybe your time around the table during Thanksgiving when it comes to thankfulness for each other.
Yep.
I put you on the spot here, I know, but
yeah, no, it's good. It's good. So we do one of the things that we love at Giant is food, And not just because we love food, but we love experiences that we can create around a dinner table or around a table. And so we do a number of different dinners to celebrate people, to salute people, to call people up and tell them how we actually see them. We may have talked about it before on Monday Mindset. Like we do it with our community of friends once a year, and it's they are some of the most powerful nights you will ever or powerful times whenever you do it. One of the most powerful times you will ever experience, because the idea is that we don't tell people how we really feel about them. We don't tell people that we appreciate them. We don't tell people how we see about them. We just assume they know, or we just don't we just don't care to tell them. Not in a negative way. We just go through life. We just get busy. And the only time they hear how people really feel and think about them is at their funeral, which means they're not really hearing it, right? You go to somebody's funeral and all these unbelievable things are being said. You're like, man, if only they had known that when they were here. If only we had told them those things. And so the idea is to gather around your table, whether it's Thanksgiving or Christmas or New Year, do it sometime before January 1st would be a good challenge. Get your family, get your friends around the table, and just go around the table saying, I'm thankful for you because, right? And make sure everyone, you as an individual, you don't have to do that for every person, but make sure every person is celebrated, that something is said about every person. So just go around the table. Some of you, you're going to have to start it. You're going to have to lead it. Say, hey, I'll go first. Jeff, I'm thankful for you because blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you're always there. You're a great listener. You're a great friend. You're a great brother, whatever it may be. And just watch, like, that may be the way to guaranteed way to remove drama from the holidays with your family, to actually stop complaining about your family, but to think about, I actually love this person. I'm actually really grateful for this person. I'm actually really thankful this person's in my life, in my family, because we don't think about people that way often enough, and we certainly don't actually express it. But it's a really, really powerful experience. Great for your team, by the way, as well. But do it with your family or friends over the holidays.
Yeah, and I think the key there is being specific. I mean, when someone says, "Hey, I really love you. You're amazing." It's like, "Okay, okay." But when, which I'll do it to Kevin really quickly to give you all an example, because I would just say, if Kevin were at my Thanksgiving table, I appreciate you. I appreciate you as a friend and a coworker, but also you make me better. You inspire me because of the way that you're intentional with your family, with your health, with your wife, with your business. You're always pushing things to be better and making sure that the people around you know how much you care. So specifically, that's what I would say to Kevin DeShazo. So that's just kind of how you say it. And I would say this: it's going to feel really awkward if this is not a habit in your life. You're going to feel really strange, and people are going to, if they start falling out of their chairs because it's just not your character, then you know that it's something that you might want to practice more in your life. And I think some people would tend toward humor, which is humor's fine, but sarcasm maybe because they might feel uncomfortable. But to really be intentional, to look people in the eye, say what they specifically mean to you. It's a great habit to start if you haven't tried that yet.
Yeah.
So
And it could be a major catalyst in that person's life,
it
right?
really
Because
could.
you never know what they're dealing with. We've talked about it before. We choose to say people are difficult, which means we lead them in difficult ways. Like we keep them at a distance. Well, we never know why someone is difficult. We never know what's really going on. Even if you think you do, you probably don't. And these can be like really powerful catalyst type moments for them to like, oh, wait, this is who I actually am. I didn't know anybody saw me this way. And so it can help them get out of this mental rut of maybe not feeling the best about themselves, maybe not feeling the best about relationships, about their influence and impact, whatever it may be. And to have a room of people tell them how they actually feel about them, it changes people. Like it's a really powerful experience for both sides. And to your point, Tracy, to get into the practice of doing that with people, if they're looking at like, you never say those things, like, now's a good time to start. And it's going to be awkward, right? It's going to be weird. That's okay. We've talked about it before. Lean into the uncomfortable moments. The better you get, the more you do these types of things, the better you get at these types of things. And wouldn't it be great to be known for the way that you encourage and believe in people and actually express that, right? For that to be like a hallmark of your character, of your influence, is just simply being known for the way that you specifically encourage and celebrate people.
That's right. So I did notice that Monica is tuning in from Germany, along with Philip from Nairobi. And so, it is Thanksgiving here in the US. That's what we're kind of celebrating here today, you all, because Kevin and I are here in the US. But of course, even if you're not celebrating that holiday, that's something you could do anytime, any day of the year. It's always a good thing to pour into people and to speak words of life over them. So
Absolutely.
yeah. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining us. Any last word, Kevin?
Man, if for those who are in the US, like, I think a really key, and I've had to learn this. So kind of getting away from the grateful thing, but another thing I think about during the holidays is just rest.
Mm.
And I think especially if you're an entrepreneur or a business owner, like you'll hear that like that this is the time to get ahead, right? Because everyone else, like, you can work while they sleep. No, you can sleep while they sleep. Like you can rest. Rest is okay. So take some time, like actually unplug, be with family, be present, rest. On the other side of the holidays, it will make you that much better, right? You need some time to unplug, so don't feel guilty for unplugging. Right, take some time off, put the phone down, put the email down, engage with your family, take care of yourself, and enjoy this week.
Good word. Appreciate that. All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining in. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving for those of you over here, Canada or the US. And for the rest of you, we are thankful for you. So have a great week. Bye bye.
See you guys.